Hello and welcome to another video brought to you by the good people at FM Wonderkids. Today we go through our second season review of Wolverhampton Wonderkids. Now if you haven't seen the first episode, do tune in and watch that one first. We go through the entire first season and we tell you how it worked out for our team. This season obviously is a different kettle of fish. Now before we get started, don't forget, leave a like on the video if you like the video, obviously. Don't forget to subscribe. If you are new, you will never miss a video if you keep that notification bell on. Every Monday, we have Wonderkids videos coming out. Every Friday, we have Man United career mode. And Wonderkids Wolverhampton Wednesday at 1 o'clock for all you guys. Head on over to Patreon if you want to download some goodies and really want to support the channel. Now, the second season, just to recap from last episode, we finished 6th in the league. We got our Europa spot. We set out the rules for Wolverhampton Wonderkids where we can only sign Wonderkids and promising under 23 players. We have to follow the board's vision of signing Portuguese players. Ideally, because we've just had our baby daughter, started the Wolverhampton game, we want to kind of get this team fully autonomous. So we want to build the academy, build the backroom staff, just go on holiday, put our feet up and just watch the team win trophies for us in our sleep, essentially. So we'll show you how we got on with that. We'll review the entire season and we'll set it up for next season and we'll leave it there. So first up, league position. We did really well in the... Oh, and by the way, there's some absolutely huge signings coming up. Absolutely monumental signings coming up. I kid you not. This episode, next episode, some absolute beauties you will not regret watching. English Premier Division, runners up. From 6th to runners up, that's not bad at all. Europa Cup, lost in the first knockout round to Atletico Madrid. FA Cup, lost in the 4th round to Watford. So it didn't do much better in the Cups, but a lot better in the league. Carabao Cup, lost in the 4th round, to Man United. Match of the season was a 2-0 victory at Anfield. We'll go through the schedule in more detail in a little bit. And the moment to forget was a 4-0 demolition at the hands of Spurs. Average attendance was almost exactly the same as last year. The total players used was up by 2. We used 22 players this season. So let's have a look at our score. I don't know what to start with first. You guys are going to love it. Okay, so we'll look at our signings. We'll go to transfers. We'll look at the signings that we made. Transfer history here. Bang. Okay, on the 9th of the 6th, we signed Jude Bellingham for 20 million quid. A prospect for the future. Have a little look at his stats here. He's 17 years old. He's a Mazzella, and like I say, he's a prospect for the future, and he's officially described as a wonder kid. Look at his attributes here. Again, one for the future, but you can see he's quite well rounded and his graph is going to take a little bit of beefing up, but he's determined and he's fast and he's centre midfielder. Fantastic. You see here, we spent 134 million, but we sold a total of 98 million. So that's a net spend of about 36 million. So it's not bad to get second in the league with a net spend of 36 million. Next up, we signed it. We did him. We signed him. We did it. Erling Haaland. 28 million we got him from Salzburg. We had Raul Jimenez. Haaland popped up for 28 million. We knew we couldn't turn that down. Bang. Finishing. Look at that. Penalty taken. Off the ball. Determination. Bravery. Haaland is going to be an absolute star for us. No doubt about it. Look at that wonder kid. Absolutely fantastic. Erling Haaland. Next up, we can't pronounce this guy's name, so let us know in the comments because it really bugs us, but he's really good. Mikhail Cuisance. We got him from Bayern Munich for 14 million. Again, wonder kid. Well, not described as one there, but obviously a promising under 23, and he does turn into his media description does change for us. Corners, good. First touch, good. Passing, good. So he's a bit of a João Moutinho replacement, essentially, when João Moutinho gets over the hill, which won't be too long. Composure, vision, look at that agility. Left-footed as well, which is a decent thing to have in his centre midfield. I did mention he's a centre midfielder, didn't I? Yeah, centre midfielder. Next up, centre back. Again, Zinho van Housden. Is that correct? I don't know. But showing loads of promise here. young Belgian centre-back, tackling, marking and heading. Positioning already 16, and look at that, mentally, composure and concentration, really important for us in centre-backs. So very good signing. We think they're strong and not slow, but not fast, but not slow. Tonali as well, look at that. We spent 44 million on Tonali. Very much in the same mold as Neves, but we're playing 3 centre midfielders, so we wanted him. Tackling, look at that, technique, passing, marking. Tonali is an absolute beast, no doubt about it. Right-footed professional defensive midfielder, 21 years old. Goalkeeper we signed then, I think we signed him in the January transfer window, Belcombe. We needed a backup keeper, essentially. We wanted to fill our English quota a little bit, beef it up. And we know from our previous Wonderkids videos, if you haven't checked them out, check them out, that Belcombe does become quite well. Can we offer him enough football? We're not sure, but he's definitely someone who we can have as backup. Outs then, who did we let go? There was a lot of players who returned to us from loan, which we didn't want, and we just got a lot of money from that. So Cavaliero went for 17 million. Seiss went for 7.75 million, who was one of our backup defensive midfielders. Obviously, we got Tonali now as well, so we'll go through the squad in a little more detail now in a second. This guy, don't even know who he is. This guy, again, don't know who he is, but we sold him. We sold this guy as well for 15 million. Helder Costa, I think he's Portuguese, was he? Centre forward, left-footed. It's not too bad, to be fair. But we sold him to make funds for these beasts, yeah? Okay, so we sold all these guys. Vinegar, sold him. Who else did we sell? All these players. Miranda, we sold. Then Donker, we sold as well. 15 million. Rising to 17.5, sold him to Leicester. He just wasn't really good enough. He was okay as a backup, but when we're looking at signing people like this, we need to make the funds. Dendonka just gets replaced. Left back as well went. Catrone went out on loan because we know that he becomes good, and he is good now, but we couldn't get him enough games, and we knew that. Neto as well. We didn't want to necessarily sell him, so we put him out on loan. Belcombe we signed and then put him out on loan so that he could get games. And that's it. Reina again, like we said yesterday, like we said last Wednesday at 1 o'clock, Reina went out on loan because he is just not able to get a work permit. We'll click on him quickly. 19 years old. Yeah, developing nicely, but not for us, unfortunately. But he will come back and he will get that work permit in the end. Surely to God. Okay, so that's the transfers. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Smash a like on the video. Got it like that. Come on, Haaland, Tonali. Okay, so looking at the squad then. This is it. Let's see that Portuguese quota. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4. We got away with not signing that many, to be fair. If we go back to the transfer history, none of these people were Portuguese, so the board must have let that slip, really. None of these are. He's French, he's Norwegian, he's English, he's Belgian, he's Italian, he's English. Thanks for that on board. Next season they tighten their grip on that a little bit, which is surprising to see they let us sign all of these in one go. So, squad then. Looks like this. Go back to positions. Patricio was our goalkeeper. Doherty / Johnny, right back. Windal / Johnny, left back. Mainly Windal. Onguina, and who we signed last season, and Van Housen stepped up to play. Well, Onguina only played 13 games, as it said. But he played 42, so he stepped straight into the first team, whereas I think Connor Cody also played alongside him. We look at Connor Cody here. Very good centre-back. Mentally, look at all that mental. And very good at passing as well, and vision. So we play him in the DM role sometimes. Tonali then came in centre mid, defensive centre midfield as a playmaker. And then we had there's not even a player there. Hold on. Moutinho was in the centre with Neves, and then Cuisance would come in as the second player. Then Bailey stepped up to play right wing a little bit more than Traore. Actually played 26 games here. Jota on the left, and then Haaland just flat out replaced Jimenez. He just flat out replaced him. And you can see why in a second. Jimenez only played 3 games, but he came off the bench 13 times. But look at this. Haaland played 46 times, scored 47 goals. Absolutely insane from Haaland. Have a little look at the tactics now that we used. So we changed a little bit from last season in terms of Dembele was inside forward. We didn't really play with Traore as a winger as much. And we had 2 Mazzellas rather than box to box this time. Moutinho and Neves with Tonali in behind. That was a very strong 3 for us. And Jota as an inside forward. It took us to second in the league with a partnership at the back like this and the full-backs like that as well. In terms of tactics then, this would be the one which would be up on Patreon for the patrons. But we also had a couple of extras here. So we had this one. This is the same as the first season. We didn't really use that. I think that's a work in progress. And this is more of a cautious one, which we used away from home very sparingly in big games. I don't think we used it that much. But this was the one which we kept coming back to, we really liked. This is the one we continually developed throughout the series. We'll have a little look at our team report then, just to go through that, the squad depth. Again, Haaland just comes in straight away, bang, replaces Jimenez up front. All those goals. Jota, we played on the left. Who did we... we didn't have any of these subbing for Jota on the left. Jimenez, Gibbs White was playing in the centre. Let's have a look at that. Dembele played on the right, Traore subbing for him. Like we spoke about, Neves, Tonali and Moutinho, with Cuisance, Gibbs, White, and then Connor Cody coming in to back up there in the centre defensive role. Johnny started to play more games at left back because we started to lose trust a little bit in Windal. When Doherty then on the right. Cody and the new guy then. So a little look at Doherty again, just because we do like how well-rounded Doherty is. He's fast, he's strong, he can cross, he can dribble, he can defend. Very, very good. Johnny as well, though, is excellent. Look at that determination, concentration, bravery. So we wanted to get them both in our team, and the way to do that was get Johnny at left back. Look at Johnny's position there. So he's more than capable of playing that position, and that's in real life, IRL, as they say on Twitter. Johnny generally plays, I think, left wing back. Patricio then obviously still in goal. So that's the team report. Let's have a little look at the schedule. Very, very good in pre-season again. So that was the assistant manager. Let's go into the staff actually, because we said we wanted to build the staff. Let's see how we're doing with that. So our assistant manager for this season, Brian Klug. We've just signed Brian Klug, I think, at this point. But we had a different guy previously. But we signed this guy because of these stats here. Look at that, judging player ability and potential. We want those reports when it's on our screen. What do I mean by that? On our squad screen, when we go to reports, this is generally the screen that we always look at. We want these stars to be accurate. So we want to know that Haaland's ability and potential are actually, look at that, he's amazing, are actually that good. So if we go back to our staff, Klug then we've appointed because of those attributes there. Head of Youth Development, Quaresma. I think he's been there since the start. I think we actually lose Quaresma because he gets offered another job somewhere else when we were on holiday. So we replace him. Recruitment members then. Director of Football. Kevin Thirlwell's been with us for a while. We do replace him though eventually, but he's got decent stats. If we look at our development centre and our under 23s. Obviously we've got Rayner there out on loan. Nick Smith is our regen who comes through, turns into a wonder kid but at the moment he's a promising winger, someone to look out for. A couple of guys who go out on loan, Terry Taylor. Catrone obviously has gone out. Neto again goes out as well. Ryan Giles, I think, played a few games in the first team. English Premier Division 3, and maybe next season he steps up a little bit to do a bit of left back cover because he's fast. So we did like him a little bit. So going back to staff then, under 23 staff. We did have, who was our under 23 manager? We lost our under 23 manager. Who was it? He was really good. It was like Stingman Bjornaby or something like that. And he was really good, and we lost him because of some contractual issue, and then the assistant manager stepped up them to do a good job. But the 23s actually got relegated, so Tralao is taken over now, because to be fair, they did get relegated. Okay, so where were we? We go back to, we did tactics, we've done the team report, we looked at the staff, training we're not too fussed about, schedule. So we go back to our schedule. So at the friendlies we did really, really well. And we brought that form into the Premier League, winning at home to Bournemouth, winning away at Everton. That big game as well, winning away at Anfield. Oh, let's click on that for some reason. One at home to Chelsea. Strange, isn't it? Let's click on those, but let's click on these. And then, well, that disastrous result away at Tottenham, 4-0, lost 4-0. I don't know why I'm looking at that. Oh dear, a lot of bookings. Gives you an idea of the formation here. Haaland, Jota and Dembele. Gibbs White playing in that Mazzala role. I think we used the box-to-box there with the Mazzala. Yeah, slightly different. And then the two full-backs there. So then that kind of puts a little bit of spanner in the works. So we win and then we lose. Then we win, then we win, then we win. Then we obviously lose away to Man City. Then we win 5-2 at home against Arsenal. So Haaland, Jota, Traore, Moutinho, Cuisance, Neves, Johnny, Cody, Van Swayzen and Doherty. Haaland 1, 2, 3. Haaland scores 4 goals in that game. Absolutely insane. So you can see the tactics then there were slightly different. We had a box-to-box here. Support. That was the only difference. You could see the shape was slightly different if you were really looking at the detail there. But that was the only difference that we made. 4-0 then, Europa Group. Beat Man United at home as well, 3-1. Guess who scored 2? That boy Haaland. He has an 8.8 there. Traore then steps in as a winger. Really, really good season, yeah. Winning the FA Cup third round, but then we lose to Watford 2-1. So that was disappointing. And then we had a few disappointing games then. We lost to Bournemouth. We lost to Atletico Madrid in the first leg. And then we drew, and then we lost, and then we drew again. It wasn't enough to take us through. We were 1 goal away from going through. Haaland didn't have a good game, which is unfortunate. Neves had a great game though. But obviously we took that on the chin. Went battered Stoke, and then we lost 4-0 away at Old Trafford. But then we rallied and we finished the season quite well, although we did lose to Liverpool, but they are a big team. We smashed Tottenham again, so we did a double over Tottenham, we smashed them. Then Bailey scored a hat-trick in the last game of the season. Then Jota scored and Haaland scored as well. If you look at our stats here, it was only 1-0 clear-cut chances, but we're getting the shots away and everything like that as well. They actually played Troy Parrott up front there. So looking at the league then, we played 38, won 27, drew 3 and lost 8. So that gives a total of 84. Liverpool absolutely ran away with it, whereas we just finished above Man City, and then there was a bit of a drop-off then for everyone else there as well. But look at this. This is the big one. Look how well Erling Haaland performed. 38 goals in the league. Average rating highest, as well as Ruben Neves, second highest. So have a look at the stats here. We like to go into the player stats. And look at that. Erling Haaland. If you follow me on Twitter, you might have had a preview of this a few weeks ago. But Erling Haaland, 38 minutes per goal. Shots. Absolutely insane. Erling Haaland there again. top of the league there. Absolutely in control of this league, Haaland, sorry. A couple of average ratings there at the top, but then you have to go a little bit further down to get Tonali. 11 player of the matches for Haaland, and Dembele actually had 4. Really good season from Dembele. So, onwards and upwards. Champions League next season for Wolves. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Don't forget, get those notifications on and subscribe if you are new. Wolverhampton Wonderkids is coming out next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.